Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I haven't did one of these in a hot minute. I've been keeping up though, so um, I swear this this show it is mind-boggling sometimes when I see the dedicated fans to this show because there's a lot of times with these scenes I'm just like I don't. I think that's why sometimes I watch this show as some sort of weird experiment because half of the dialogue it is super dramatic, even for a soap opera. Like, uh, my God. So yeah, Taylor and Ridge are back together. You got Stefan. Well, is her name Stephanie? Steffi's not acting like a 16-year-old little girl, talking to Thomas, talking about their parents. Are they back together? I'm worried, and this, that, and the third. I can't sit there and I can't take him going back to Brooke. You can't take him going back to Brooke. It's your dad's happiness. I don't understand. Like, why are you making this about yourself? I don't understand why these two idiots are sitting there making their parents' relationship about themselves. I don't get that. I don't get that. I really don't. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of times where I will enjoy talking about it more than I enjoy watching the episodes. Simply because some of the goofy stuff in it, you're just like, how long has this show been on? And people, hmm. um, So yeah, Taylor and Ridge are back together. They're doing the whole, I'm never gonna leave you, and yada yada yada. The usual melodramatic soap opera drama talk, love talk. They get back to the house. Steffi's over the moon. It's like Christmas and Christmas and well, I like Christmas. So in her birthday, all in one. So she's happy. She's happy. Um, Thomas is acting like a dick to Donna, because here's the thing. In the beginning, you got Donna, you got Thomas, and you got Eric, right? And of course, you got Douglas that comes in with the app. Makes me wonder. Now it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if Douglas is actually behind this, calling CPS. Just because he was playing, this is something that DC Sanctuary has said. Pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the details. Sometimes it's a hidden gem, and it kind of tells you what the writers want you to know. There's times where they'll sit there and mislead you on purpose. Like Esme being a killer, make everything about Esme, make everything about Dex. Oh, it's Liz. So when I saw Douglas that they're playing with the app or whatever on the phone, like, oh, Douglas doesn't have to do his homework tonight. And the way the app worked, it fooled Thomas. It fooled Thomas. And Thomas is like, what are you talking about? Of course he has a testimony. What are you talking? So, of course, he left to do his homework, and of course now you got Thomas is repping Team Taylor, and Donna, of course, is repping Brooke. Eric isn't there repping Brooke. They go into it. Thomas is like, oh well, here's the thing. In the beginning, Thomas was like, listen, I get it. You got to ride for your sister. Okay? I get it. Your team Brooke. But, my dad is happy. It starts off, he's not being a dick yet. But then he starts to, well, be a dick. And it's like, oh, well, your sister has constantly disappointed, my dad. And just being like disrespectful. Like you're not there literally talking trash about her sister to her face. I'm like, what? What planet? So they're going back and forth, and of course, Thomas. Thomas starts in there acting a little bit like Steffi, but not as obnoxious. Okay, he's being more like more actually. I guess in a lot of ways, I guess that is kind of obnoxious. Like he just goes on and on and on. Oh, what Taylor's better for? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, I gotta be fair. So since Thomas is technically acting like Steffi right now, yeah, in a lot of ways he is being a little obnoxious. But he just explains over and over again. Oh, my mom is better for my dad, and she's not gonna disappoint him. She's not gonna hurt him, and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, you got Brooke. That's like it's almost like if she can literally move the plane with her mind to try to get the rich faster, she would do it. She's like, "Oh, come on, I'm gonna fight for you," and da 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 da. And then she goes through her little fantasies of the golden days were together and happy before somebody screwed up the marriage. But of course, this is where we are now. So Brooke, she lands, and I was going to sit there and say she was driving like a maniac, but to be honest, she was driving pretty normal. Meanwhile, at some point, Thomas, got a video call from Ridge and Taylor Smith saying that they're back together. So when they did that, Thomas saw Eric and Donna again, or I'm not really too sure, but saw them. It was like, oh, by the way, my parents are back together. And Donna was like, oh, she didn't make it. Tom's like, what are you talking about? So of course they talk about Brooke going to Aspen. And at first, Tom's like, oh, well, what a way to get a heads up or whatever, or something like that. But then he's like, you know what, it doesn't matter. We got that back together now, and that's you know, it's a moot point. So at some point, um, Steffi and Taylor go, I guess, I don't know, go upstairs to. I was like, I was gonna say something. I was like, it's gonna get me in trouble. Anyway, they left for a little bit, and well, not. Yeah, I guess they kind of would have. Um, and Ridge goes outside, sees Brooke, and Brooke is like, "Oh, well, what are you doing here?" And well, actually, to tell you the truth, Ridge was like, "What are you doing here?" And Brooke is like, "No, no, no, no. What are you doing here?" They go back and forth for a little bit, and long story short, Ridge dumps her in a most awkward and nonsensical way possible. He's like, "Oh, well," because at first I think he just straight up said, "Yeah, I'm with Taylor now." She's like, "No, no, no, no. It's because of Bill? Is it because of Deacon? Oh, it's all of them." Your sport. You want to sit there and be a little more specific, or? And she's like, "No, no, no, no. This is not how a love story ends." And I'm like, "Okay, so let me get this straight. Brooke is being hella desperate. Ridge is giving her very little to no information other than, yeah, I'm with Taylor now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Those people that you were mentioning. Yeah, yeah, those people. hmm I'm just like, I mean, granted, the way it ended, they ended it on. Well, I gotta sit there and watch the next episode. I'm like, you wanna elaborate on why you're leaving her again, or why y'all splitting up again? Um, because this should be funny and interesting and funny. I'm really feeling like if I would have spilled this on my shirt, I, I wouldn't want to do it again. I wouldn't have wanted to redo this video again. So it just would have been one of those, well, rare moments. Hmm. Let me just double check my notes, make sure I got everything. Hmm. I don't know. I feel like that's about it. Really do. Wasn't a terrible episode. A little kind of melodramatic, but I feel like that's par for the core as far as this show is considered. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.